Morning Show.
Good morning, muy buenos días todos y bienvenidos a esta edición del Sugar City Morning Show. Estamos en vivo y directo desde los estudios de Nortevisión Canal 10, aquí en la Avenida San Lorenzo. Un gran gusto saludarles y decirles muy buenos días, good morning a toda nuestra audiencia. Es un gran gusto poder pasar por la calle y decir, hey, te vi ayer, hiciste buen trabajo o algo por el estilo. Gracias por todos los comentarios, muchas gracias. Como digo, estamos en vivo y en directo desde Nortevisión, Canal 10, aquí en la calle San Lorenzo, y estamos transmitiendo a todo el país de Belice. Por cable, tenemos arreglos con las distintas proveedoras de señal de cable, y también estamos transmitiendo por aire. Bueno, por aire es un servicio especial de parte de los dueños y la gerencia de esta estación de televisión para la gente que vive en el norte del país. Muy buenos días a todos. Este servicio es un servicio gratuito, gratis, no se paga $1 y más, como más y más gente van desconectándose el cable por X razones. Bien, no lo pueden pagar o X o los cortaron, como sea el caso. Hay un canal que puedes ver y eso es Canal 10. Buenos días a todos. Como siempre, compañeros, compañeras, aquí invitándoles a que se unan conmigo hoy por la mañana a darle gracias a Dios. Y ya van 5 años que estamos haciendo esto, que estoy haciendo esto, y ya es algo, es parte integral del show, una oración, porque yo creo que al comenzar el día debemos de reconocer a un creador y darle gracias a ese creador por todo lo que hace por nosotros. Y por eso te pido que te unas conmigo a decir, Padre, muchas gracias por todas tus bendiciones, por la vida, por la salud, por las fuerzas, por todo lo que haces por nosotros. Yo estoy seguro de que en mi pensamiento, de que tú haces todo por nuestro camino, Padre, y nos amas intensamente y nos quieres ver bien y saludables. Muchas veces le llamamos nuestra mala suerte, pero la mala suerte resulta ser siempre algo bueno, porque si no logramos ir a un lugar es porque no debimos de ir a ese lugar. Así lo veo yo. Para mí el hubiera no existe, Padre. Yo estoy consciente de que tú nos amas y tú haces todo por nuestro camino. Padre, hoy también te pido valor, te pido serenidad para aceptar las cosas que no puedo cambiar. Porque muchas veces en mi forma de pensar quiero cambiar las cosas que suceden y no puedo. Así que necesito, Padre, serenidad para aceptar las cosas que no puedo cambiar. Entonces, Padre, te pido que me des valor para cambiar las cosas que sí puedo cambiar. Y también, Padre, te pido sabiduría para poder discernir la diferencia, para poder reconocer la diferencia. Porque muchas veces nos tratamos nos aferramos a cambiar a ciertas personas o ciertas condiciones, cuando en realidad lo que nos debemos de cambiar somos nosotros mismos. Nuestra actitud hacia los demás. Aceptación es clave. Padre, te pido también por los niños desamparados, por los viejitos, por todos los enfermos, enfermas en los hospitales, en sus casas. Te pido por toda persona que se une a este momento a esta oración. Te pido por ellos y por todos nosotros también, que tengamos un día exitoso. Padre, te bendecimos y te adoramos siempre. Te glorificamos. Amen. If you've just joined us, it's exactly 6 minutes after 7. I want to tell you a little something. This is the last week in the month of January. And I was going through the forecast for the month of January, and I saw that we've been rather chilly over the past 3 weeks, a month, or even 6 weeks. And we've been below what we normally get. And I'm pleased to tell you that that pattern will continue into the month of February, because on Sunday, on Monday, on Sunday it's going to get pretty cool again. For the moment, it's going to be, we've not been hitting the 70-degree mark for low temperatures. We've been hitting below that. So every day I've been having to pull the covers, every day. But I'm pleased to tell you, I'm very pleased to tell you that today, yes, aquí vamos. Today we have mainly fair and dry conditions during the course of the day, and then a slight increase in moisture is expected tomorrow. The 24-hour forecast, that means in detail, it's going to be mostly sunny today, and clear skies tonight with little or no rainfall expected. That's easy to understand. The winds run from east-southeast, 5 to 10 knots. The sea stayed slight. What I mean with slight is it's not choppy at all. It's just barely a movement in the surface. The temperatures along the coast, 84 as a high, 76 as a low. Inland, 88 as a high and 68 as a low. And in the hills, 77 degrees as a high and 64 as a low. The outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, is isolated showers developing late Wednesday with slightly more over southern and inland areas. A low tide occurred this morning at 6:45, a high tide at 12:31, a second low tide at 6:24 this evening, and a second high tide at 12:17 tomorrow morning. The sun rose this morning at 6:25, and the sun is setting at 5:45. And the moon is also rising this morning at 9:04 and is setting this evening at 9:05. Thank you, Crystal Rosales. Muy buenos días. Si acabas de sintonizarnos, bienvenido al show, Sugar City Morning Show. Este es el reporte del estado del tiempo para hoy, martes 28 de enero. Y no creas que el frío ya se está yendo, el frío todavía está aquí, porque este fin de semana vamos a tener otro frente de frío, pero por el momento, buenas condiciones. Vamos a estar viendo hoy, y luego un poquito de un aumento pequeño en humedad durante el curso del día de mañana. Entonces, para las siguientes 24 horas estará soleado, buen tiempo, y cielos despejados hoy por la noche. No se espera nada de lluvia, pero si caen unas cuantas gotitas, eso es exactamente lo que va a ser, unas cuantas gotitas. Los vientos del este-sudeste, 5 a 10 nudos. El estado del mar, casi inmóvil. Pasas por el mar y nada más ves como si fuera un espejo, justo. Temperaturas por la costa, 84 como una máxima, 76 como una mínima. En el interior, 88 como una máxima y 68 como una mínima. Y por las colinas, 77 como una máxima y 64 como una mínima. Es ideal, ideal. ¿Qué se espera para mañana? Chubascos aislados, desarrollándose miércoles por la tarde y sobre el sur y áreas del interior miércoles por la noche. Una marea alta sucedió hace ratito, 6:45. Una baja sucede a las 12:31, mediodía. Otra baja a las 6:24 por la tarde y otra alta a las 12:17 hoy por la medianoche. El sol salió hoy a las 6:25 y el sol se oculta a las 5:45. De igual forma, la luna sale entre muy poco, pero los 9:04 y se oculta a las 9:05 hoy por la noche. Muchas gracias, Crystal Rosales. Son las 7:11. Quiero decirles que hoy tenemos ya en estudios a un invitado muy especial. Tenemos al señor Alberto August, que es el chairman del Partido Unido Democrático. Así que vamos a ir a una pausa rápidamente porque queremos maximizar nuestro tiempo y claro, aceptar también sus llamadas de ustedes que quieran hacerle preguntas. 302-2170 es el número para llamar. Mientras tanto, les dejo con los mensajes y estaremos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto estos anuncios. No se vayan.
Have you ever noticed the development that's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. Nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, rush runs, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Our economy benefits when goods and mobile services get to their destination quickly. When citizens are able to travel without frustration and undue hurdles, everyone benefits as well. The government of Belize is happy to announce the imminent upgrades to the Corozal-Sartaneja Road. 27 miles of road will be upgraded to paved standards and will include the replacement of 2 ferries with new bridges.
Why is it that we're going to invest in Sartaneja? Why is it that we have to take $50 million to invest in an area where we do not have a political directorate? We believe that as a government, we have to provide a service to all Belizeans.
Well, this for the village of Chunosh is a big advantage both ways. Sometimes when we got sickness, we got people sick at the clinic there, women. When we reach at the ferry, can't pass, 45 minutes have to wait. So now this road will benefit whole village, Sartaneja and Copperbank, and part of Progreso too. Well, it's really important for us.
I know that our village is not so much developed with tourism because it's a remote village. And for that reason, we don't have a lot of tourism over there. But now with this upgrading of the road and the pavement of the road, I believe and I think that it will be much beneficial for us and for everybody.
More for Belizeans, More for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The soup not got no taste. I can't even feed it to my dog. It needs no salt. I don't have no salt. I don't have no money. I wonder when this man I get paid. John! 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 I hope you know that down the street they played no bad picnic.
Mom, you know what? I just came from Miss Mary's house and she said she was renting her extra room on Air something.
It's Airbnb, John. Didn't you listen to the BTB? Did you know it ad last week on television?
Okay, Mom, Airbnb. But still, we have an extra room and we could rent for extra cash for my new school books.
That's a good idea, John. We'd have to first register it with the BTB. But I don't have time for that right now. I need salt.
But babe, you know something? John is right, you know, we need money, but we need to get it the correct way. So we need to register the room. I wish I know about this before. Let's go, son. Let's go register the room one time at BTB.
But I need some salt. John! 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 Two of a kind.
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you're registered or advertising such a room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@belizetourismboard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Like I said earlier, we have a very special guest this morning. And please join me this morning in saying good morning and welcome to our party chairman, Mr. Alberto August. Good morning,
Good morning, sir. Good morning, good morning.
Above everything else, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
I'm glad to hear that.
No yet, after the show, I'm going to tacos. You can't come to Orange Walk and not get a tacos.
You're absolutely right. Our roads lead to Belize City on February 9th.
That is correct.
The National Party Convention, where we're going to be selecting a leader, a new leader for the party, occurs on the 9th of February. Where is it going to be held exactly?
The venue.
What time? If anybody out there is listening to us, can they go? Who can go? Who will participate? Who could not participate? Give us the basic information about it.
Okay, like you rightfully said, a national convention of our party, which is the supreme authority of our party, we'll be holding national convention on February 9th at the Belize City Center. The program is expected to begin at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we have a lineup of different activities going on for the day. Of course, the highlight of the convention will be the election of the new leadership of our party, where the 5 leadership positions are up for change. Every single person who is elected at that convention will be new to their various roles. As you are aware, well, we have the party leader, the leader for a party. Then we have the first deputy leader position, the second deputy leader position, the national chairperson, and the vice chairperson. As you are aware, in terms of the national chairperson, the Honorable Michael Perfit will be endorsed because there were 2 contenders applying for the position, but the decided to pull back their application before the convention. So
but
they
you are still running for deputy,
for the vice chairperson of the party, right?
All right.
You know, we have the Honorable Patrick Faber and the Honorable Jan Saldiva contesting the post for the party leader.
Exactly.
And for the first deputy, we have the Honorable Tracy Tega Panton, who comes out of the Albert constituency, and we have the Honorable Hugo Pat, who comes out of the Corozal North constituency. For the second deputy, we have the Honorable Manuel Heredia out of the Belize Rural South constituency, and we have the Honorable Beverly Williams, who comes out of the Belize Rural Central constituency. And, well, Michael Perrefit, the Honorable Michael Perrefit, our Attorney General, is going endorsed as the new chairman of our party. And then you have myself, who will be contesting the post for the national vice chairperson, along with the mayor of Bangopan,
Khalid
Worship Khalid Bilal. Right.
Okay. Now, as a bit of information for the general public, most people will be voting on slates per se. But there's a person who distinguishes herself. I think Honorable Tracy.
Okay.
Who is not aligned to anybody.
Right.
Is
well, as far as we know, there's only one slate, the Team Saldivar, which comprises of course the Honorable Jan Saldivar, the Honorable Hugo Pat, and the Honorable Beverly Williams. But in terms of the other persons, we're all running independently. And rightfully for example, in terms of the vice chairperson, I mean, whosoever emerges as the leader of our party, the role, of course, of the chairperson and the vice chairperson is to ensure that that person becomes the next prime minister of the country. That is our primary role. Whoever that person is, be it the Honorable Patrick Faber, be it the Honorable Jan Saldivar, our job after the 9th, or however the vote goes after the 9th, then the role of those other persons is to ensure
does
the new party leader becomes the prime
new
minister.
Party leader, does he assume the position automatically?
Not really, not really. Our constitution is aligned to address that situation in terms of the current leader of our party. Once the convention is completed, then that person becomes the party leader elect. Right.
Until the leader demits office.
Until he either demits office or until he calls the election. And but our party leader has graciously agreed to stay on and see the party through the transition period to ensure that all is well and that we are ready and battle fit.
So there's no way that a spectacle can happen where I'm the new leader, so why get out of my way?
No, it will be unconstitutional for anybody to do that. And the Constitution clearly states that that person becomes the leader-elect until the current leader demits office or until elections are called.
Okay. Exactly.
No, well, those becomes in terms of the deputy prime minister, in terms of the deputy leader. I mean, no. Once those persons are elected, in terms of the deputy leader, they are automatically sworn in. Right.
So the distinction only happens with the leader.
Right. Right. But I mean, in terms of
the new chairman was gonna.
Immediately, yeah. And the Honorable Michael Perrefit has indicated that that we will begin to work immediately after the convention. One of the tasks of the new team, of course, is going to be to reconcile our party. You know, we are in challenging times right now, and rightfully, because we're going into selecting the person who can become the prime minister of this country. And so tensions are a bit high, but we are fortunate enough that our leaders, the leaders of our party, understands party unity. And you will see that the attacks are coming basically from outside of our party, where we have the opposition coming up with all kinds of things. Minimal is the attack from within our party. So the new leadership of the party believes that in terms of the reconciliation process, it is going to be, it shouldn't be hard.
Sure.
Because we continue.
An event like this UDP convention is of such magnitude that begin to explain to us the amount of logistics that have to be taken care of.
Well, we are in everything.
Transportation.
When you have a task, you divide it up into workable groups. And so each standard bearer will be responsible for the mobilization of their people into the convention. We are planning it to be a big event. Of course, only 570 delegates will be allowed to vote, but we are issuing an invitation to supporters from across the country, and the party will be providing some kind of assistance to every standard bearer of the party to bring their people into the convention. Because apart from the voting, of course, we are going to be issuing policy statements in regards to, like, for example, the membership, the situation of the young people and women in our party. And I think that there's going to be some presentation.
Chucky and I would like to go. We just
on the economic situation.
Want to know if we can go.
Of course. In fact, I'm here to extend an invitation.
Thank you very much.
UDP supporters countrywide, come to the convention, and we want it to be as big as possible, and of course, be a part of witnessing the election of the new leadership of our party as we move on to the 2020 general elections.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick break. It's exactly 7:30. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more.
Ignacio Santa Elena Bypass Project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
The ongoing technological evolution constantly transforms the way we live our lives. The introduction of our national fiber network creates the opportunity for Belizeans to live the digital lifestyle. Today, Digi is proud to introduce Dana, Belize's first artificially intelligent automated assistant. Dana is the modern customer service experience. Available 24/7, Dana can provide Digi prepaid and postpaid customers with directory information, credit and plan balances, product and promo information, and more. Just talk to Dana. Want to check your credit balance? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, what's my credit balance?
New Digi promotions? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, any new Digi promotions?
Dial 113 for directory assistance and dial 119 to talk to Dana. Digi remains committed to introducing the latest in cutting-edge technologies, transforming Belize one technology at a time. Try Dana today.
Thank you for calling Digi Customer Service.
Motor 5.0. 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el... ¿Balancín? Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche France.
2019 was a milestone year for overnight tourist arrivals in Belize. There were over 500,000 overnight tourist arrivals, a new record for Belize. Over the past decade, Belize's overnight tourism sector has grown by more than 100%, increasing from 241,000 in 2010 to just over 503,000 in 2019. The National Sustainable Tourism Master Plan set a goal to achieve 556,000 overnight stays by 2030. With 10 years to go, we've already achieved 90% of this goal. This success can be attributed to aggressive marketing initiatives, new international flights, and working closely with local and international agencies and partners. The BTB thanks our tourism stakeholders for your role in this remarkable achievement. Together, we will continue to grow Belize's image as the best destination in the region.
Okay.
Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. I'd like to send best wishes to Mr. Justin Vera from Benke. Today is his birthday. We got a note saying that he's a new voter. So I welcome to the party.
Justin Vera. Kaya West, yeah. Good morning, Justin. Yes.
And all the best to you.
So that means Justin 18. Justin is 18 now. Yes. All right. Well,
exactly right.
Welcome to the party, Justin, and we look forward to your support out there in Benkem and Kaya West.
Sure.
The giant out there, the Honorable Edwin Contreras out there in the West. Good morning, Minister Contreras.
Mr. August, I'm sorry. The convention begins at 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 in the morning, right.
If I were to go, what do I expect at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Well, we are going to have, of course, it's a sitting of the national, like I said, the highest authority of our party. So that meeting is called, normally in accordance with the constitution of our party, the chairman chairs the sitting of all units of our party in terms of the national convention, the National Party Council, and the Central Executive Committee of our party. So the meeting will be called to order at 10 o'clock by the chairman. Then there will be a welcome address, of course, by the chairman of the party. Then we will be having various speeches as we go along. We'll be having presentation of awards, and of course, like I said, the highlight of the event is going to be, along with the voting, we are going to be issuing policy statements on several topics of importance. Like I said, the situation of women in our party, because the party continues to believe that women must play a big role in the leadership, in politics and in the leadership of our party here. And then, of course, the young people. We'll also be issuing a policy in regards to the young people and on membership. And likewise, I suspect that there's going to be a presentation in regards to the economy of the country, among other things. And the voting begins simultaneously with lunch at 12 noon. The constituencies will be invited, and an announcement will be made as to which constituencies should come up to vote. We are going to be having 4 polling stations inside of the Civic Center. One from A to C, the other one from D to K, then L to Q, and R to Z.
Just like any regular
Just like a regular election. So when they call you up, then you're going to, in accordance with your surname, you're going to go to the polling station that will accommodate
So you don't go voting en bloc.
No.
For Orange Walk North or Corozal Southeast.
No.
Or anything
You'll be
like that.
called. You'll be called as a constituency, but you go to your respective line in accordance with your surname. So the voting begins at 12 noon, and for delegates it continues for 3 hours, from 12 until 3 p.m. So if you're a delegate, you can vote within that time slot. However, at 3 o'clock, then it cuts off for delegate, and then you invite alternates for those delegates who did not show up. Then the standard bearer selects the alternate who are going to stand in the stead of those delegates who did not show up. So if you're a delegate and you show up at 3:05, you will not be allowed to vote because your time slot has already expired. By that chance, there is a possibility that an alternate might have already voted for you. So you'll have foregone your chance to vote. There are 5 alternate delegates for every constituency. So there can be 5 delegates absent, and in their stead, 5. Of course, if you have more than 5 delegates absent, if you have 6, then only 5 will vote for you. So you'll be short of 1 vote in that area, but we don't expect that. The delegates of our party are responsible people. They will be out there to vote. All experiences have shown us that they come out to vote. In fact, in the last convention, we had only 1 delegate did not show up to vote. We only used 1 alternate delegate of the over 500 voters who came out to vote. So then alternates begin to vote from 3 till 3:30. By 3:30, the polls close. And we convert all polling stations immediately into counting stations. We have about 100. I think the biggest box has 167 votes.
It's going to be rather quick.
It's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. We expect the counting of the ballots to take no more than half an hour. No more than half an hour. By shortly after 4 o'clock, we're supposed to have the results of the convention. All polling stations will be converted immediately into counting station, and the counting begins immediately after the last vote is cast.
Great. You said something to the effect that the delegates are responsible people. I was made to understand, not in terms of delegates, but that I think 2 weeks ago there was a conference or some sort of convention, NAVCO convention, where 5 people who were elected and who were supposed to have been voting at the NAVCO election, 5 of them did not show up from the north. And though those people, their presence was crucial.
Right.
Their presence was crucial. So well, let's hope that there is no infiltration again there, because I would classify it as infiltration, or people who.
You mean at
I don't mess with that because you know.
You mean at our convention?
At our convention.
No. I want to congratulate all the aspirants for those positions, because they're out there actively campaigning, meeting all the delegates, and I wish that we could have this activity more often, because we come out and we meet our people, we hear their concerns, but we are not going to have that. Everybody have their eyes on the ball. 570 voters is not a lot. Like I said, but the composition of those 570 voters, there are 31 constituencies countrywide, as you know. 16 delegates for each constituency. That comes up to 496 delegates. That is the biggest bulk of the delegates who will be voting at the convention. This is a peculiar situation we're in, however.
15 or 16 per?
16 per constituency.
So
16 times 31.
That's 496.
496. That's the bulk of the delegates for a party. In this situation here, we are in a unique situation where that bulk increases to 499, because we have a situation where in 3 constituencies where we have a standard bearer designate and a current standard bearer, current area representative. We're talking about, like, for example, in the Messop constituency, where we have the standard bearer, who is the Honorable Michael Finnegan, who will be the meeting office and then making way for Shine Barrow. So in that constituency, there are 17 constituencies. Both of them will be allowed to vote. The same thing happens in the Port Loyola constituency, where the Honorable Boots Martinez will be the meeting office at the end of this term, and Philip Willoughby
So as a current position holder, he's still entitled to
Right, both of them. And also it happens in, of course, the Queen Square constituency, where the Honorable Prime Minister is, will be not seeking election again. And so Prime Minister and Sister B, Denise Barrow, will be. So those three constituencies have 17 instead of 16. So that brings us to 499, 400, which is the bulk of our delegates. Then there is the Central Executive Committee, where there are 21 delegates in the Central Executive Committee. I did not call the National Party Council because the delegates of the National Party Council comprises of people in the constituencies, the standard bearer, the chairman, and the secretary of the constituency. They are all incorporated into that 16. So that makes null and that makes null the membership for the National Party Council. Of course, our National Party Council consists of 125 members. The only aspect of our delegates that fluctuates is in terms of the elected municipal authorities. In this occasion, we have 41 mayors and councillors. We have 6 mayors and 35 councillors. So, in terms of that group of the delegates, there are 41 of them. Then, in the Senate, of course, we have 6 senators and the Speaker. So that brings us to 7. And then we have 2 additional delegates. One from the Youth Popular Front, and one from the UDP now, the National Organization of Women. So that comprises the 570 voters.
I got it.
570, yeah.
So 507. So the number that any one person would love to attain will be 286 votes.
Yeah, they have
any winner,
right?
Any winner, any half plus one. So if you get 286 votes for the leader, that means that you've won. Okay, being
That's
570,
right. That's right.
the
That's
maximum.
right. Yeah.
Grant if everybody went out to vote.
Everybody will be going out to vote. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah. People are anticipating that day, and like I said, the opportunity. I want to take this opportunity to invite our supporters from across the country. Get in touch with your standard bearer and see what kind of traveling arrangement they have for the occasion. It will be a momentous occasion. It is a time when we come together as a United Democratic Party family, of course, and we meet people who we haven't seen in quite a while, and
something happens. So I ventured to tell you that something happens because you come back with a renewed spirit.
Right. And we meet people that we haven't seen in quite a while, and it energizes the party, So we're looking forward to a big event. And of course, one of the other highlights, of the event is going to be the address by our outgoing leader. The best prime minister this country has ever seen. So that is going to be
Chairman,
we
need to take another quick break. It's 7:45, and we'll be right back with more after these messages.
Someone come? Yes, someone coming. Let's go. Sa. Fastest question of the day. What you the letter?
Who sent me the letter?
That sign right there. You can't read?
Well, make I tell you something. In this community, everybody dump here, so me just dump my garbage right here.
So if somebody jump off a bridge, you that do it too?
No, man. No.
You never know that littering is an environmental crime and Department of the Environment can charge you for that?
Why is that a crime?
Because you pollute the same environment you live in, dirtying the same land and water you use. You don't even know that you dumping garbage can make you and your family sick by attracting disease-carrying pests, and the Department of the Environment just to try help we take care of the we environment.
So all of that? Well, know that to put it that way.
Thanks for your 5 cents, brother. That's 5 cents question of the day.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
you have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent German Vega and Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Chop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Chop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Yes, come in. Why, Sean?
Joe.
Long time no see. How is everything?
Everything is good, man. What's the latest with you?
Man, everything is good. Business is flowing. I can't complain. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a new project. Thank God you're here. Let me show you the plans. All right? These are the plans for my 5-bedroom, fully furnished apartment complex. When I tell you fully furnished, AC, hot and cold, Wi-Fi, you name it, I have it. All right? And I want to market this on Airbnb.
All sounds nice, but have you started your paperwork already?
Which paperwork?
Joe, don't tell me you don't know. For you to market or rent any type of rooms, you have to register with the BTB, bro. It's in the law book.
Wow, really, Sean? I never know that. You know what? I finished all of my work for today. Make we go to BTB one time, go deal with this paperwork, and then after that, go take on Lee 1 too.
All right, because I'm thirsty, but make we go to BTB first.
Make we go.
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you're registered or advertising such room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@belizetourismboard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The Government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Excuse me. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Tenemos con nosotros a el señor Alberto August, que es el chairman del partido a nivel país del Partido Unido Democrático. Le doy los buenos días de nuevo. Good morning again and welcome. Ya hemos platicado en los primeros dos segmentos acerca de la logística, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Quién puede, quién no puede ir a la convención. Pero ahora, I'm going to ask him a little bit different questions in regards to the United Democratic Party as such. Conventional wisdom would tell you that after 12 years of being in office, that the United Democratic Party stands less of a chance at winning the elections.
Really?
Conventional wisdom.
Okay.
Okay. Conventional wisdom.
All right.
Because the party is slated to become more unpopular, etc., etc., etc. However, I have done my own forecast, and I would like to see your opinion, sir. Because I believe that this election is going to be easily won by the United Democratic Party again.
Well, there's no doubt in our minds. There's no doubt in our minds that the United Democratic Party will be re-elected to office. The party over 12 years has done magnificent work across this country. In fact, this nation has never seen the magnitude of infrastructural development that has happened across this country. And you will hear the opposition rhetoric. That is what we classify it as. That is their role, to paint the darkest picture that they can. But in terms of what is happening on the ground, you realize and you get the facts of the matter. It's like, for example, if you look across this region, you see groups and scores of people leaving their homeland, walking to America, endangering their lives, the lives of their families and their children, fleeing the hardships of their country. I think we have a caravan that left Honduras a few weeks ago, a few days ago, walking. Man, when a person decides to do that thing, it simply means that situation in their homeland is difficult. Belize is the only,
particularly in Honduras.
Right. We have had caravans leaving Guatemala, Salvador. That would be unheard of in Belize. And these people choose that option, uprooting themselves and going into a totally different culture. Even the language they speak is different, and they would have to learn a whole different language. We are the only English-speaking country in Central America. We are more prone to adapt to a North American lifestyle because, first of all, we speak the language, and but we are not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. And when you look also in terms of the magnificent infrastructural development in this country, you will realize that it has also created like a cultural change. You will recall, like for example, in previous years, when we go and we drop off a relative at the airport 20, 30 years ago, we bid that relative goodbye, and sometimes we cry. Because there was a possibility that we might never see that relative again. Once they hit the lifestyle in America, they want to stay there. Belize has developed to a certain level where nobody wants to go anywhere. In today's age, you go and you drop somebody at the airport, you leave them right at the door, and you come home. They are going to come back. They are going to come back. They want to come back to this country because we are living in a good country, my friend. We are living, it is like, for example, you recall the situation we had out there in Kikaka with the water situation. A little mishap, 15 and a quarter hours of interruption in our water system. And we hear the opposition crying like the hellbent was falling. Prior to this administration bringing water into Kikaka in 2010, those people lived under People's United Party administration without any water system. They were getting waters out of wells. It was when this United Democratic Party came to office, when this United Democratic Party came to office in 2008, immediately the instructions is to put water into Kikaka. It took 2 years. By 2010, the people of Kikaka had a brand new reverse osmosis plant pumping quality water into them. The opposition for their 10 years in office did nothing for those people. We had 15 and a quarter hours of interruption. That is because prior to that, the Belize Water Services was pumping 178,000 hours of water into that community. But the people of Kikaka paid it no mind. It was just an attempt by the opposition to seek to gain political mileage. It went nowhere with the people of Kikaka because they understand from whence they came. And that level of development has been happening across this nation. It is like, for example, for all these years, this country inherited those narrow bridges along the Hummingbird Highway. Today, every single one of them is gone. You will not even know that you're passing up over a creek going on to Dangriga from Bamapan. Magnificent development across this nation in every facet that we go there is development. The roads are coming on now in the north, Sartaneja, and all that area back there. Government investment in the people. We know that there is a cry to fix that 9 miles of road going into Guinea Grass. The government is committed to doing that.
And also the San Esteban Road.
And the San Esteban Road. Well, of course, that back area there is going to encompass, should encompass sections of the road coming into Tong or going into San Esteban. But Rome was not built in a day. That is certainly going to come on board under a United Democratic Party government. You will recall the paving of the Southern Highway. When the United Democratic Party left office in 1998, 10 miles of road was left to be paved from Big Falls into Punta Gorda town. That road remained unpaved for the 10 years under People's United Party government from 1998 to 2008. It was when the United Democratic Party came back in 2008 that we finished paving that 10 miles.
I'm glad to see that now the development is moving more north.
Right.
Because you have villages, let's talk the truth. You have villages like Caledonia that have been stalwarts of the United Democratic Party.
Caledonia.
Stalwarts, and they're frequent contributors to the show. They call in, but we hear their plea, we hear their cry. It says, when you go out with Caledonia, nothing is going on in Caledonia.
Yeah.
But we're thankful, and we ask them, please hold on, because Rome was not built in a day. But what else can be done?
The development is going to reach them. There's no doubt under a United Democratic Party government. I traveled on Sunday all the way to Blue Creek, 30 miles into Blue Creek. Magnificent drive into Blue Creek. There was only 1 mile.
Orange Walk?
Right here, yeah, right here. 30 miles. There's only 1 mile after past the rice fields that needs to be developed. But every single day was like we're on a super highway.
And I think there's a reason why that area has not been paved.
I think because of the swamp in
yes,
right?
Exactly
the swamp
right.
area.
Because when it floods the entire area.
Okay. But magnificent, and like I said, this kind of development has shown that it only comes under a United Democratic Party government. Look at the state of affairs. It is amazing how 12 years in office, after 12 years in office, Belize is still getting access to concessionary development financing from the CDB and the IDB and these international financial institutions. That speaks volume for any government. Contrast that to what happened under the previous administration. After 5 years in office, they could not access funds.
I can recall an event that I went to, and I think it was the opening of the road. Jackie, help me here. I'm sorry? From Shaibe. And I interviewed the ambassador to the European Union, and she told me, I'm not coming back. I'm coming now for opening of the projects. In other words, for the inauguration of the projects. But I'm not coming for any groundbreaking because under the other, well, she didn't mention under the other party, but it was left to be understood that under the other party, there were so many groundbreaking ceremonies for that, especially for that road, and others, where she would come, and she would come, and she would come again, and that was about it. So, no inauguration. No inauguration. It was only groundbreaking ceremonies, but nothing went ahead. Nothing went ahead. And now she was very pleased with the completion of the project.
Yeah, what has been happening under this administration is that they come for the signing of contracts, and then they come next for the inauguration of projects. Under the previous administration, they made frequent trips to Belize, but they came to investigate in the interim as to where their money was going, because it was not certainly not going into projects. Classic case in point was the same Fataniha Road, right?
The Progressor Road.
The Progressor Road, right? Nothing was done in terms of the receipt of that European funds, European Union funds to upgrade that road. And that was one of the reasons why we ended up with the super bond. You listen to the Prime Minister saying that one time when the UDP left office in 1998, the foreign loan commitment of this nation stood at $600,000. When the PUP left office in 2008, we stand at $2.6 billion in debt.
My God.
And with, if you would have had that debt and projects to show for it, it wouldn't have been bad. But there was absolutely nothing to show, and we continue every 6 months. The taxpayers of this nation continue to service that burdensome
the same people,
People's United Party super bond.
Mr. August, are these the same people? Albeit the fact that they may be dressed in white with a big black hem, but are these the same people who are vying for office?
Well, we see the situation with the leader of the opposition. He is on public record telling this nation that people within his party stole millions and millions and millions of dollars from the taxpayers of this country. He went even further, and he said, I can call the names of these persons, so he know who they are. There are indications that some of them are sitting right there in the House of Representatives along with him. And the irony of the situation is that while he has acknowledged that, he is still actively campaigning for the election of these people into the House of Representatives of this country.
How you call that? Hypocrisy?
That is the height of hypocrisy, my friend. Contrast that to the situation in terms of the current leader of our party and the Prime Minister of this country. Whenever any such allegation comes to light, he takes immediate corrective action. The difference is as clear as crystal. You can't get any clearer than that, my friend.
Okay, well, it's absolutely true what you're saying. I was particularly glad to hear Mr. Karim Musa in the last House meeting. That was, although he was doing it, there was a reason why he was doing it. We know that he was being sarcastic, but he was actually lauding the Prime Minister and telling him, "Look, you're squeaky clean. You're squeaky clean." And I wish that he would be able to say that to his own father, because really, I mean, the truth is that we never see corruption to such heights ever here in Belize.
Yes,
but misery loves company. So misery loves company. So they want to make us believe that the United Democratic Party is the worst government we've ever had, that it has been going through so much corruption scandals and this and the other, and that they are dressed in white, that the PUPs are angels, and that they should be the ones who should carry. And if you people are not fools. People remember all of these things. La gente se recuerda toda la corrupción que existió. Hundreds of millions of dollars being siphoned away. Millions being lost with the Japanese currency. I mean, so much money with the Mahogany Heights fiasco. Man.
But not only that, but when you look at the face value of it also, you remember all those passport scandals and 200 passports missing. When have you heard that under United Democratic Party administration? Blatant, outright corruption within that administration. The people have not forgotten that.
But they're the one passport missing right now, the Horihala corruption.
Yes, man.
The Horihala corruption.
Instances where 200 passports went missing. That is unheard of under this administration, and several other aspects of it. But like I'm saying, the people of this nation are no fools. They see the difference in terms of both administration, and when you look around, like I said, at every corner of this country, something is happening towards the development of this country. The Western Highway, the George Price Highway, is under massive renovation. Soon to come on board, of course, is the Northern Highway, going up all the way from the airport up to the West Northern Border Station. You know, all of those developments are coming on board only under our United Democratic Party government.
And of course, we will have the road to Sarteneja, which I don't classify it as a highway to Sarteneja, but it's opening up that entire area for tourism development.
I heard a gentleman saying that sometimes they have to wait at one of the ferry for 45 minutes.
Oh, yes.
Can you imagine if you have a sick person? Time is essential, of essence. Can you imagine waiting for 45 minutes for a ferry?
Patient dead on the other end.
And those people have been living that reality for 50, 60 years under People's United Party administration. Florencio Marin has been there for 40 years. His son has been there for another 10 years doing absolutely nothing. Florencio Marin was a deputy prime minister of this country and did nothing for the people of the Corozal Southeast constituency. Today we have a champion in that constituency, Antonio Tony Herrera.
Absolutely.
That gentleman is working, and that gentleman is going to make history in that constituency because he understands the needs of the people. He touched base with the people. Unlike this Florencio Marin fella, we're made to understand that he's very unpopular in the constituency. He went around promising people all kind of thing, unable, despite the fact that he's paid $8,000 every month for to provide community assistance to the people. He does nothing for those people of the constituency. Contrast that with what Tony Herrera is doing. He collects no government monies, but he's moving around, touching base with these people and addressing the needs through the government channels as much as he can to ensure that he brings the goods and services to his people.
Which leads me to the determination that I've come to, that people are going to be voting this election more for the guy who, the individual, the representative who has helped them, or who promises to help them the best, because I don't see anybody not voting for Mr. Tony. He's a friendly person, just naturally amicable,
right?
And can understand what you're going through, and if he can help you, he will do it. We've had him here on the show, and we had a fantastic show. Okay. And that's the kind of people are going to vote for, which means that with the amount of work that has happened in this government, 16 may be little, because we're going to win it big. The way I see it, we have to win it big.
You see, the people continue to see the hypocrisy within the opposition. It is like, for example, through one side of their mouth, they talk about how they're all for women and women in politics. They have one chance of presenting a woman as a leader in one of the constituencies. We're talking about the Kaya West constituency. Lesbia Guerra has given her life to the PUP in the Kaya West constituency. Man, a few months ago, a little fella by the name of Jorge Espat, not to confuse him with the Jorge Espat from the airport, fell out of Belicity, had some difficulties with some land across the border, and he began criticizing the administration on it. Man, we saw where the PUP grabbed him up, kicked out Lesbia Guerra, and imposed him as a standard bearer for the people of Kaya West constituency. Can you believe it?
No, I wonder how Lesbia Guerra is feeling about that.
I wonder, we are waiting for a statement from the women's arm of the People's United Party, because they give statement on every single issue, but when it comes to them personally, they're silent on the matter. Man, this is a total contrary to what they preach to the people. So if they can do this openly right now in the position, can you imagine, sir, what they will do if ever elected to office?
Do as I say, but don't do as I do.
And all of these things, the people are monitoring, the people watch these things, and on election day, on the basis of this same behavior, they are going to cast their votes.
Another thing is that the PUP is not presenting itself as an alternative, because it's the same group of people all over again.
Right.
And people are saying, I'm not going to vote for the same crowd we carry in 2007, 2008. That is same crowd. I may be mad with the United Democratic Party for X amount of reasons, but I'm still not that mad or that crazy if we go vote back the ones over there. That's the common trend of thought. I says, I'm upset with the UDP for this and this and this and this and this, but I'm not willing to vote for the other party because, A, I don't want to go through all of this.
The PUP is not an option. The PUP is certainly not an option for the government of this country, and the Belizean people recognize that. You will see, like, for example, we are going into the new phase of our party in terms of electing a new leadership of our party. Like I said, it's challenging times because, of course, you're looking for the top job, especially in terms of the leaders of the leader of our party. Tensions are high. There has to be, because that is what it's all about. Campaigning, the campaigning is going on. But so far, the candidates at all levels have remained responsible in conducting their various campaigns. Man, contrast that to what happened in the People's United Party when they were going for the position of leader of the opposition, and you saw the internal. In fact, even up to this very day, they have not been able to heal the wounds that they created within their party. Even to the point when Johnny Briseno was eventually elected as the leader of their party, they commenced with an onslaught of Johnny Briseno from inside their party. You remember they created what they call the National Perspective newspaper? Man, and they gave their leader hell right through for almost 2 years until Johnny Briseno decided to give it up and allow Francis Fonseca to become the leader. This is the difference between our party.
That is why all the hypocrisy that they could possibly
one of the first tasks,
come right up and say, I'll hear John Briseno.
One of the first tasks of the new leadership of our party is to reconcile our differences. The first task. And we don't see any difficulty in doing that, because the leadership of our party understands and they live up to the first name of our party. We are united always. That is the first thing. And we understand that the enemy of every single Belizean is the People's United Party.
Let's take a break on that. It's exactly 16 minutes after 8 o'clock. We'll be right back with a lot more. Let's go on that break.
World-class spaces for Belizean athletes to thrive and fans to enjoy. Our new basketball and multipurpose arenas have proven their worth, attracting regional and international sporting events and hosting expos, conferences, and proud graduates. Your government moving Belize forward.
Girl, that about time you reach my house.
Girl, you know how things go. I busy with everything. But how are you?
Since my son got married the girl far down the road, I left here with this whole addition to this house. And I don't know where I'm going to do with it. But I think I want to rent it out for tourists stay.
Girl, that what you to do? You to sit on Park Gold Mine. If you want to use it for Airbnb, first thing you have to do, that register with BTB. So call me 2420 and ask them how to register. After that, everybody had to call you for rent your place. But that's what you do.
Girl, then you tell me if I call BTB?
Did you know that if you own or operate a tourist accommodation, such as a room in your home for cash purposes to any guest, local or foreign, regardless of its location in the country, or if you are registered or advertising such room or property with any booking engine or marketing platform such as Airbnb, by law, you must register with the BTB. If you fail to do so, you commit an offense punishable by fine or imprisonment. For further information or assistance, please contact the BTB at licensing@BelizeTourismBoard.org or telephone 227-2420. You can follow us on Facebook too.
Have you ever noticed the development that's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future, a nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega and Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Our economy benefits when goods and mobile services get to their destination quickly. When citizens are able to travel without frustration and undue hurdles, everyone benefits as well. The government of Belize is happy to announce the imminent upgrades to the Corozal-Sartaneja Road. 27 miles of road will be upgraded to paved standards and will include the replacement of 2 ferries with new bridges.
Why is it that we're going to invest in Sartaneja? Why is it that we have to take $50 million to invest in an area where we do not have a political directorate? We believe that as a government, we have to provide a service to all Belizeans.
Well, this for the village of Chunosh is a big advantage both ways. Sometimes when we got sickness, we got people sick at the clinic there, women. When we reach at the ferry, can't pass 45 minutes, have to wait. So now this road We benefit whole village, Sartene and Copperbank, and part of Progreso too. Well, it's really, really important for us.
I know that our village is not so much developed with tourism because it's a remote village. And for that reason, we don't have a lot of tourism over there. But now with this upgrading of the road and the pavement of the road, I believe and I think that it will be much, much beneficial for us and for everybody.
More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
And welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. It's exactly 23 minutes after 8 o'clock here again this morning with Mr. Alberto August, who is the chairman of the United Democratic Party. And he's here because, one, he would like to inform the people about and invite the people as chairman to the National UDP Convention that occurs on the 9th of February. And everything is pretty much in place.
Yes, we are
pretty much in place.
Basically ready. We have designated this week, of course, the ending of this week, to have everything tied down, and we'll have 1 week just to put on the final touches. But basically, we are we're ready for February 9th.
Vamos a darle tantito de información aquí. ¿Qué es lo que sucede en una convención nacional? En este año es muy importante porque se está no por primera vez, pero este año se está escogiendo un nuevo líder para el partido. Un nuevo líder que eventualmente podría llevar a este país como primer ministro, porque ya saben que el primer ministro, el líder actual, el señor Dean Barrow, ha indicado de que él ya no puede correr otra vez. Ya luego de correr 3 veces, ya la Constitución ya no lo permite que él corra de nuevo. Así que forzadamente se tiene que encontrar otro individuo que pueda liderar este partido, y no solo el partido, pero en el país entero, puesto que este año hay elecciones en noviembre o algo por el estilo. Así que esta convención es súper importante y hay delegados que van a ir a votar. No todos podemos ir a votar. Hay 570 votantes que van a hacer el trabajo de elegir tanto el líder como el vicelíder, como el segundo vicelíder, como el chairman del partido y como el vicechairman del partido. Son cinco posiciones, ¿verdad? Que van a estar abiertos para votación. El más importante obviamente va a ser el del líder del partido, y aquí pues ya tenemos amplia información acerca de cuáles son esas personas que están corriendo. El señor Patrick Faber, el actual viceprimer ministro, y el señor John Saldívar, que también está corriendo para líder del partido. Para vicelíder está la honorable Tracy Tager Panton y el honorable Hugo Pat. El señor Hugo Pat, si recuerdan ustedes, es el del norte, Corozal North, ¿ok? Mientras que la señora Tracy Tager es de la ciudad de Belice. Para el segundo vicelíder, el señor Manuel Heredia de San Pedro. Y luego entonces Beverly Williams de la ciudad de Belice para segundo líder. Y luego entonces habían 3 postulantes para la posición de chairman, pero una persona se ha quedado con esa posición porque las otras 2 personas han retirado su postulación. Así que el señor Attorney General Michael Perfit va a quedar endosado como la persona, como el chairman, la posición que el señor Alberto Agos tiene actualmente. El señor Alberto está postulándose para vice-chairman. Obviamente una posición para poder guiar al nuevo chairman. ¿Sí? Así que, pues, a este punto yo le quiero... As you have been the chairman for the last
7 years.
7 years.
Right,
so
7 years.
I want to say you've
Thank
been
you.
doing a great job as chairman. Mr. Alberto, you'll be going in for National Party Vice Chairman, and also Mr. Khalid Belail está yendo para la misma posición. Bueno, ahí los 570 delegados van a tener que decidir cuál es la persona que mejor piensan ellos. El Partido Unido Democrático está en lugar desde ya 2008. Y en una de las situaciones más extrañas es de que, extrañas por decir, porque yo pues aquí en Belice cada 4 años anteriormente se cambiaba de parte del gobierno. Uno entraba, otro salía, otro entraba, otro salía. Pero ya van 3 veces que el Partido Unido Democrático gana las elecciones. Y no va a ser nada extraño, absolutamente nada extraño, cuando gane, no si gana, cuando gane la siguiente elección. Y la gente estará preguntando, bueno, ¿y por qué Manuel está diciendo esto? Pues Manuel está diciendo eso simplemente porque hay indicadores que nos demuestran claramente de que la gente, en primer lugar, no confía en el PUP. Punto.
Right. Correcto.
No confía. They don't have any confidence in the PUP.
That's right.
¿Okay? Y segundamente, aunque estén enojados tantito con el UDP por X razones, están aún dispuestos para votar para el UDP, no obstante, porque no quieren de vuelta al mismo PUP corrupto. Punto. Y final. Eso es lo que that's what the indicators are showing, that people are not going to take the PUP option out. That they may be mad, some of them may be mad with the UDP, but they're not willing to put it to risk because they don't want a repeat of the 1998, 2008 times when the corruption was so rampant. I mean, really? If they had something to show for the amount of money that they spent for the $1.2 billion, billion with a B, that they borrowed, menos mal. But there's nothing to show. And you know what? You all know it. You all know it. But you also know that the United Democratic Party has borrowed, but they have tangible things to show. There's roads, there's a lot of infrastructure, and a lot of development that has been going on within the country of Belize. So these are the indicators that are telling us, hey, the people have their eyes open and they will vote in the United Democratic Party again. Your comments there.
Exactly, and when you look around and you see the mood of the people, you realize that the people are behind this administration, because one of the most effective ways of destabilizing a government is when you can get the people together in mass demonstration against the administration. It has never happened in this country, not for want of trying, because the PUP continues to seek to mobilize the people. They can't move the people because the people understand and the people support the development that is happening in this country. So that is an indication to us. We see them seeking to mobilize the teachers' union, for example. And when you look at the points that they're seeking to rally around, It makes little or no sense. And the people, especially the teachers of this country, are no fools. When you come to the teachers of this country, you have to come with a good reason. People will not just mobilize for mobilization purposes, because you need to move with a cause. In terms of this government, like I said, there's no such cause. The people see the development and they appreciate the development happening in this nation. And hence the reason why they fully understand that development of Belize comes only under a United Democratic Party administration.
Well, the teachers should never have any sort of reason, because at the end of the day, they have been treated extremely well by this party, by this government.
We are in that era where the government understands that education is important for the development also of this country. It's not only infrastructural development, but of course you have to improve your human resources. And this is that time, and the record will show it, the evidence will show it, that we are in that era where in this country we have the most trained teachers ever in the history of this country. And also, in terms of the construction of new schools across this country, it is happening from north, south, east, and west. Where you see new schools are opening from preschool right through to high school. A few weeks ago, the Deputy Prime Minister was out in Bella Vista in the Stanquik West constituency, where they broke ground for the construction of 2 schools. 1, a preschool, and 2, a high school. They already have the intermediary institution, which is a primary school out in the village. So they're just doing all it both at the other ends of it. Early childhood education, we already have the existing primary school out there in the village, and now the government is constructing a high school. So in future, the students who are graduating from the primary school out in Bella Vista, there will be no need for them to leave their village to go to the high school out in Independence or in Georgetown.
And pretty much
they can
the same
go
thing
to the high
will
school
happen
right in their own
Carmelita.
village. Yes.
Because there's a police station that's coming up. There's a high school that's coming up in Carmelita.
The government understands that education is extremely important for the development of its people.
And as best as I know, that there were plans. I had the dean of the faculty of one of the faculties from the University of Belize, I don't remember, Dr. Chan, who was here to inform us that on what was happening at the University of Belize, and also to try to promote
admissions,
okay. and also to inform us that there were plans in developing a campus here in Orange Walk. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Good morning, Martinez. You know, I called yesterday about the volume, complain about the volume, right? Remember here, we all know the say. And then I just called a friend of mine, then he got in trouble.
Where are you calling us from, sir?
I call it from Uniontown.
Okay. Are you watching us through cable?
Yes. I watch it through cable, but then I hear not. I hear
Sir,
volume.
I can tell you that I can tell you one thing safely, that the signal comes out of our studios with volume, but the signal then is sent to Belmopan, and then the signal is brought back to Orange Walk, and during that journey that it makes, Centaur sometimes does not, the cable provider, they forget, they lose the signal or something or the other. So the problem is not ours, sir.
Okay.
But I wish you didn't have the problem, but we can't do anything about it.
Okay.
But we'll have to try to call them and see if what we can do, so that they can adjust their controls.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's
sir.
very sad because then a lot of people will listen to you. And then
They say, I know they hear nothing, yeah? Uniontown.
Well, again, our regrets, but we can't do anything about it. Okay. Unfortunate, no?
How far is Uniontown from here?
Well, just across the street.
Really? So you should open the window and you can hear it. Yeah.
Well, across the street would be San Lorenzo housing site.
Right.
After that would be closer to Uniontown.
Yeah, okay.
But but I don't. The thing that comes out of the studios, image plus sound.
Even right here, you're talking about San Lorenzo housing project. Even right there, in terms of that situation, it was one of the other corrupt deals of the previous administration, right? You will recall that I think they acquired that land from BSI, 1 or 200 acres of land. There's a certain area representative from this district who acquired half of that land for himself. The information we're getting is that he went serving in the ministry, went and regularized his portion of the land, so he has title for the portion for his 100 acres of land, and while the other 100 was distributed as part of a housing project, they went to the Social Security Board and borrowed a lot of money for the project. They constructed cheap houses and sold them expensively to the prospective homeowners. At that time, 12, 15 years ago, they were renting the houses to those people for over $300 per month. That was a lot of money at that time. People could not afford it. And so they abandoned the project for two reasons. For three reasons actually. One, they could not afford the cost, the house, the payment of the mortgage. Two, the houses were of poor quality. And three, they had no documentation for the land. So the people just abandoned the location. And it was when the Prime Minister made the commitment to write off those loans. But when you say write off those loans, it don't mean that no money was expended. The government paid Social Security back the funds that were borrowed from Social Security for the construction of those homes, and then passed on the houses to the people for free.
But
and that was one of the reasons why the people then came back into the houses and began to modify, fix their houses, and began living.
But the area was really, in terms of actual feet above sea level, was one of the lowest areas.
Right.
So very prone to
flooding.
So if whenever you have hard rains, etc., you have those houses being flooded completely.
Really? Okay.
And it's only because, you see, Orange Walks is on an escarpment, and you have a ridge, which is the highest portion of Orange Walk being in this area. Our water drainage, our water that falls east of this falls into the New River, and our water that falls west of this would be going into what is called the Dr. George Estate, etc., etc., etc.
Okay.
This highest point here would be the area by Progress Street, 61 feet above sea level.
Okay.
So that is actually the division between...
Progress Street is right out of town?
Out of town.
Okay.
Okay? By where, say, SP is, and Crystal Cinema Theatre, and where Mr. Elite Urbina lives, etc.
Okay.
That area there.
Right. Right off the police station.
Right up the police station, right. That would be the highest part of Orange Walk Town, 61 feet above sea level. Okay? So, all the water that flows comes this way, comes into this area, but what happens is that it doesn't have anywhere to go, because all of a sudden it starts rising here again.
Okay.
So it would sit in this area. So what one person had to do, and this is Mr. Denny Grijalva has been doing, is he's been having to do this big drain, okay, that takes the water out of behind Uniontown into this area by here, which is called the Blackwater Creek.
Blackwater.
Okay? And then the water comes out and joins the New River back again here. So this project is a worthy project.
So basically Orange Walk Town is an island? Is that what you're saying?
Well, not really, but somewhat. If this were a river, then it would be.
Okay.
But it's only a big drain.
Oh, a drain. Okay. A man-made
drain.
Okay.
But big enough, because if it were not for this drain, all that area would be flooded again. So, hats off to Mr. Denny Grijalva for doing that big drain, and believe me, it has worked. It has worked incredibly well. Because this pretty much stymies the growth of Orange Rock tongue into that area.
Good.
The only place people would go to, it would be to the north, which is Trial Farm, and well, across the river, which people don't want to go because they say it's still below sea, not below sea, but slightly above sea level, but it's still prone to flooding, etc., etc.
Little Belize area?
No, that area as soon as you cross the bridge, the Esteban Bridge is still very low. That's why you don't see any houses in that area.
Right. I was wondering, because the BWS is constructing a building right here, and behind that there's a low area. So you see, you had to fill up that area several feet.
That's exactly right, because it's low, very, very, very low. But again, our government rising to the occasion. Our government rising to the occasion with the building of this, because as a matter of fact, let me tell you something, that when John Briceño came into power, and they were, I think it was in the 2004, 2008 elections, one of those elections, they were giving out lots in this area. And the thing is that it appeared in the, as land, but it was not land, it was swamp. It was swamp, 3 feet and 4 feet underwater. And people saying, bueno, ¿y dónde está mi terreno? Está bajo del agua. You know? And they had the actual hard to actually give people.
And you had roadway, you had roads through there. Well, of course you can have.
No, you don't have roads in this area. This area is very low. You have to fill it up. It's only because of the drain, the big drain, that now this area is accessible. Because now all the water drains into the drain. I would like to see a lot of work being done in that drain so it makes this area less prone and this area more to be able to be developed. More developed, because without this, you can't get rid of this. You can't get rid of this because it's a drain that.
It's a covered drain or
no,
just
it's
an
not a covered drain.
It's like a canal. It's like a canal.
It's like a canal. And we're talking here about maybe 8 feet, 10 feet wide, you know. Man-made. But if it were not for this drain, believe me,
so what was done with the material that was taken out of that? Was it thrown towards the mainland?
I don't know exactly what happened.
Or did they create a berm?
Well, I think that here they did some sort of
filling along the edge.
Along the edges. But again, it's not because of the POP that happened. It's because of the UDP that this happened.
Right.
Okay. Now, well, we have
interesting bit of information there. Yes, man.
We barely have 15 minutes left on the show.
Okay.
I just want to recap the whole thing, and invite people to come in, to come to
our national convention. Right.
Yes.
It's 12 days away. 12 days away from today. Like I said, if you want to assist, if you want to attend the convention, then just get in touch with your standard bearer, your area representative, standard bearer, and make arrangements to travel to the city. It is going to be a big event.
So why don't we take a quick break now, and then we come back, we'll do a recap of the story.
Very well.
So let's take a quick break now, and when we come back, we'll do a recap.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional road works will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
The ongoing technological evolution constantly transforms the way we live our lives. The introduction of our national fiber network creates the opportunity for Belizeans to live the digital lifestyle. Today, Digi is proud to introduce Dana, Belize's first artificially intelligent automated assistant. Dana is the modern customer service experience. Available 24/7, Dana can provide Digi prepaid and postpaid customers with directory information, credit and plan balances, product and promo information, and more. Just talk to Dana. Want to check your credit balance? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, what's my credit balance?
New Digi promotions? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, any new Digi promotions?
Dial 113 for directory assistance and dial 119 to talk to Dana. Digi remains committed to introducing the latest in cutting-edge technologies. Transforming Belize, one technology at a time. Try Dana today.
Thank you for calling Digi Customer Service.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el... ¿Balancín? Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche France.
2019 was a milestone year for overnight tourist arrivals in Belize. There were over 500,000 overnight tourist arrivals, a new record for Belize. Over the past decade, Belize's overnight tourism sector has grown by more than 100%, increasing from 241,000 in 2010 to just over 503,000 in 2019. The National Sustainable Tourism Master Plan set a goal to achieve 556,000 overnight stays by 2030. With 10 years to go, we've already achieved 90% of this goal. This success can be attributed to aggressive marketing initiatives, new international flights, and working closely with local and international agencies and partners. The BTB thanks our tourism stakeholders for your role in this remarkable achievement. Together, we will continue to grow Belize's image as the best destination in the region.
And welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Son casi las 9 de la mañana, 8 minutos para las 9 de la mañana, aquí con el señor Alberto August, que es el actual chairman del Partido Unido Democrático, y aquí discutiendo la convención que va a suceder entre 9 días. Le voy a pedir
12 días.
12 días. Le voy a pedir al chairman a este momento a que nos dé una recapitulación rápida.
¿En inglés o en español?
Como tú lo quieras,
Okay.
en inglés y yo lo hago en español.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
Okay.
But just to recap quickly la información, a quién puede, quién no va, quién no puede ir, quién puede ir. En fin, todos pueden ir.
Para los que no escucharon anteriormente, for those who ahorita están poniéndose en tune del show. But before I do that, quiero decirle feliz cumpleaños a Llewellyn Williams. Llewellyn is a delegate out of the Rinjoak East constituency. Hoy es su cumpleaños de Llewellyn.
Sí, hoy es su cumpleaños de Llewellyn.
Buenos días, Llewellyn, y feliz cumpleaños. Also, hoy es el cumpleaños de Miguel Alcocer.
¿Ah, sí?
Miguel comes out of the él viene del Corozal Southeast constituency.
Y hoy también es su cumpleaños el señor Rabey González.
Rabey birthday.
Sí, Rabey birthday. Tenemos muchas personas cumpliendo años hoy.
So we want to felicitarlos y desearlos feliz cumpleaños. Okay. Yes, like I was saying, like we were saying initially, for those of you who are just tuning into the station, the National Convention of the United Democratic Party takes place in 12 days' time on the 9th of February at the Belize City Center. The activity begins at 10 o'clock and then we run right through until 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. Several highlights of the day's event, of course, will be the swearing in of the newly elected leadership of our party, which includes the 5 positions, as we had previously mentioned, that of the party leader.
Come to think of it, it's not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Right, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. The next Sunday, yeah. So we have los cinco posiciones en el liderazgo del partido. We have the party leader, first deputy, second deputy, the chairman, and of course the vice chairman of the party. It promises to be a grand event. Like I said, several highlights. That is one of the highlights of the event, the election of our new leadership of our party. We have the presentation of policies on various 4 or 5 different subjects, and the swearing in of the new leadership of the party, and of course, everything is going to be rounded up with an address by the leader for our party. It promises to be a big event, so we're inviting todos los soportadores, apoyantes, así gramáticamente, los apoyantes del Partido Unido Demócrata, para asistir a este gran evento el domingo 9 de febrero en el Centro Cívico de la ciudad de Belice. Come out, ponerse en contacto con su area representative, con su representante del área, para averiguar qué es el modo de transporte.
Para poner su nombre, porque no solo averiguar, pero poner su nombre.
Su nombre, so that you can attend. Es un evento que traiga a la familia del UDP juntos. Hay gente que no vemos para años, por muchos años, y it is where we renew our friendships as supporters of the greatest political organization that this country has ever known.
Pues de nuevo yo quiero desearles a todos un excelente día y empezar a preparar desde ahora para esta gran convención que llevará a cabo. Si lo pones en perspectiva, será el siguiente domingo. Es más, no este domingo, el otro domingo, ¿ok? Donde no tienes que ser delegado para ir. Obviamente los delegados van a tener que estar ahí, pero nosotros podemos ir como no delegados, sino como apoyantes del partido, ¿ok? Va a haber espacio en autobús para que todos podamos ir al centro Civic, Belize City Center, donde caben más de 5,000 personas, así que fácilmente se va a ver absolutamente lleno este lugar. Si no tienes que llevar tus niños, no los lleves, porque finalmente es una cosa de adultos. es una cosa de adultos, pero, y también pues bastante propenso a que se pierdan o algo por el estilo, con la gran cantidad de gente que va a haber, de repente tienes que estar buscando a tu hijo, tu nieto o algo. Ha sucedido. Ha sucedido.
No, pero si se pierden, lo vamos a buscar, man. Lo vamos a buscar, ¿no?
Con tanta gente.
Solo se va a perder para
un par de horas.
Un poco tiempo, man.
Sí.
You know, yo anuncio, I found this child. Hemos buscado a este niño aquí, wandering.
Y la vergüenza para el papá. Bueno, ¿qué más nos quieres decir? Si no, muchas gracias al equipo de producción y muchas gracias al señor Alberto Aguas, muchas gracias.
Igualmente, amigo.
Y pues, ¿qué más nos falta decir? Si no, nos vemos el 9 de febrero en la ciudad de Belice. Pues yo de mi parte estaré, primero Dios, aquí mañana a la misma hora. Y pues deseándole todo lo mejor al señor Alberto Aguas, nos despido diciendo, cuídense mucho, muchas gracias, hasta luego. Bye bye.
Sugar City Morning Show.